Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Mulligan's Funeral and Monumental Services are a family-owned funeral service first established by the late Brian Mulligan in 1996. We provide funeral homes in Gorton, Manchester and Reddish, Stockport, and we pride ourselves on giving a friendly and professional service to all the families who use our service. Contact us on 0161 432 0809.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. This week we'll be meeting Karen Mulligan from Mulligan Funeral and Monumental Services in Reddish, Stockport. Peter Fawcett is a professional gardener and a man of many talents, as we'll find out later in the show. We'll be having a lovely song from Susan McCann and our granddaughter Sinead Heaney. But first, the Cheshire Firefighters arranged a virtual firefighting challenge to raise money for the Firefighters charity, and we went along to find out what it's all about.
Well, they call me the fireman, maybe that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody like to have what I've got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. Last night I had a bad one a mile or two down the road.
So this event today that we're running, all the proceeds of this goes to the Firefighters charity. The Firefighters charity need about £10 million a year to stay afloat. And all the fire services across the country run charitable events to try and prop that up, because the charity is there for all firefighters serving or past. So when they've left the service, they're still covered by the Firefighters charity. They do a lot of work with rehabilitation of firefighters who've been injured. They look after firefighters' families, where you've got children who are poorly and that type of stuff, and they do a lot of mental health work. But they're also there to support firefighters through hard times. So we, as a group, the Cheshire Firefighter Challenge, all the events that we run throughout the year, they're all aimed at raising funds for the Firefighters charity.
This is a really, really good charity, and of course, you know, everybody needs a lot of support, but in particular, the type of job you do, it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, it is, and the firefighters will get injured in the course of their work. Safety for firefighters is really good now. However, strains, breaks, bruises, bumps, that type of stuff, people are still getting injured at work. And it's not just at work. The rehabilitation covers you if you are poorly or if you're diagnosed with a long-term illness. The charity is there to support you through one of our 3 centres. So we've got a centre up in Cumbria. We've got Harkham House, which is down in Devon, and then there's Marine Court, which is down towards the London area. And those 3 centres offer, you know, rehabilitation, recuperation for firefighters.
Call me the fireman, baby, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody like to have what I've got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name.
The
Cheshire Firefighter Challenge is basically the sister of the British Firefighter Challenge, which is a national event. Now globally we have Cheshire Firefighter Challenges over in Europe, America and across the pond and what have you. So we are like a smaller version of that for basically for firefighters to come down and what have you and showcase their capabilities. So our challenge itself and what have you, we're like the warm-up event for the big sort of British national event which tours the UK up and down every year. Obviously due to COVID and what have you, normally we hold a physical event. Not once for standing still, we decided to take it virtually. Obviously taking it virtually, it's then opened the doors for a lot more firefighters, not just within the UK but actually globally. So at this current time for this Cheshire Firefighter Challenge, or the virtual Firefighter Challenge should I say, we've got up to over 80 competitors from around about 7 different countries at this moment in time, and as far as New Zealand that are participating.
Well, everybody like to tell me what I've got. I can cool them down when they're smoldering hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. Keep going. That's it. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Halfway there. That's it. I've got a fire engine red, T-bird automobile. In a minute or less, I can be dressed.
We designed a bit of a course whereby every firefighter across the world has got access to the type of equipment on the home fire stations. The course itself is obviously elements of our job, so to speak. So like you've got the hose run, the hose makeup, the casualty drag and things like that. It's all elements that us as firefighters are expected to do for our task. And don't get me wrong, it might not be every day. We don't go out every day and we don't pull people from burning buildings every day because we have a lot more to our role these days. But it's still an expectation of, you know, when people dial 999 if they're in a house fire, they have an expectation for us, as I said, to turn up in the big red truck and pull people and get them from that place of danger into a place of safety. And obviously the course itself is just something where firefighters can demonstrate that, and typical fire service way, we're all competitive and we all like to compete against each other and a little bit of camaraderie in that. So what better way to do it in showcasing our capabilities against each other and seeing who can get the quickest time.
So it's only just opened this year and it's been redeveloped by the service because this was where we used to do a lot of our training. Over that period they spread it out across the service to different stations, but it's just recently opened. We've got lots of new facilities available to us. So we're behind the pump behind us, we've got a farmyard that we can use. We're currently stood underneath our high-rise tower. We're on our actual street where we can mimic what a normal street would look like. So when crews turn up, it's as real as you can make it in as safe an environment as possible. You've got your petrochemical rig because we are very close to Stanlow oil refinery, which is quite a big site near us, so we need to have it somewhere where we can practice on that sort of fire. But in the far corner as well, we also have a mock-up motorway junction, so we can mimic RTCs, car crashes, all that kind of stuff in a safe environment, but where we can stand back and actually see everything we want to do and work in a really positive way, effectively. There's always training going on all the time, but they can happen on station, not necessarily at headquarters. But every station has got everything you need to facilitate a effective training environment. So every week they'll have a specific thing they're working on. So the whole time crews potentially could be working on doing height work, they could be doing hazard materials, RTC, basic firefighting, things such as pumping and ladders, because the basic skills are some of the most important ones and the ones we use the most.
I've got a fire engine red, T-bird automobile. In a minute or less, I can be dressed fit. Yeah. I work 24 on, 24 off. When they get too hot, they just give me.
So tell me, how can people subscribe or donate to the firefighters?
So if the Firefighter Charity has its own webpage, it has its own Facebook page and Instagram, so you can look up at I think it's Firefighter 999 on Twitter, and you just follow the link, and on anything that we do there'll be a donate button. So if they want to donate now after watching this, on the Cheshire Firefighter Challenge website, which is cheshirefirefighterchallenge.co.uk, there's a donate button at the bottom of there, and if you do it through that donate button, all the money that you'll donate will be attributed to this event, and it puts up our total for the year of how much we've sort of donated as a team, realistically. So yes,
That's my name.
It was great meeting the Cheshire Firefighters, and every penny raised goes towards the firefighters and their families when injuries occur. Now, we all know it's a horrible time when a member of our family or friend sadly passes away, and arranging a funeral is a huge task. We have to rely on our funeral undertaker for help and guidance. Well, Karen Mulligan from Mulligan Funeral Monumental Services in Reddish and Stockport has been running the business since her father sadly passed away some years ago. Karen and her staff pride themselves on the service they give of kind, caring, friendly and professional service to each and every family when the most needed at their very sad time.
It's a family business, and I've been around the funeral industry all my life. My dad works for one of the much bigger companies and decided in 1996 to open up his own funeral home to offer more affordable funerals to the local community.
I'm sure your dad would be so proud of you, you know, continuing on the family business.
I hope so. He certainly trained me well and gave me as much knowledge and experience as he could, so we've continued on from there, and hopefully we'll continue to serve the local communities. There's myself and the team here. We offer every kind of funeral service you can imagine, from direct cremation, traditional horse-drawn services, repatriations, memorials and jewellery. Everything really.
So you cover a wide variety of different types of funerals, including ones to Ireland, I believe.
Yes, we do. We do repatriations to Ireland quite frequently, actually. We started in Clayton in 1996. Then we opened up in Gorton and here in Reddish. Fortunately, we don't have a branch in Clayton anymore, but we are opening up another branch soon in the Stockport area.
Okay. And do you cover all around Manchester, you know, if people wanted something in North East Manchester or whatever?
We do. We cover all of Greater Manchester, Stockport and Tameside. We have a website, mulligansfuneralservice.co.uk, at our Gorton office on 0161 220 7900, Reddish on 0161 432 0809, and we're also on Facebook. We're 24-hour service.
Well done to Karen and her staff for all the love and care they give to each and every family. Now we're going to take a little break and we'll see you very soon.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Mulligan's Funeral and Monumental Services are a family-owned funeral service first established by the late Brian Mulligan in 1996. We provide funeral homes in Gorton, Manchester and Reddish Stockport, and we pride ourselves on giving a friendly and professional service to all the families who use our service. Contact us on 0161 432 0809.
Welcome back. Now, Pete Fawcett has been a photographer with the Irish Post for many years. He's also a professional gardener, and recently we went along to meet him in his allotment to find out what he's been growing this year.
This is alocasia, which is commonly known as the elephant's ear plant, and this is a plant which I brought in a small carrier bag which I bought in Leeds Market, and these will grow one leaf, say in California where there's good conditions for them, they will grow to 6 foot long and 3 foot wide, which is certainly something. And then here we have another giant plant, Tetrapanax palfarifia, sterile giant, and these leaves don't look much at the moment, but eventually when that gets going, the leaves will be approximately nearly 3 foot across. This one, Gompria globosa, it was popular in this country in Victorian times, and it's notoriously difficult to germinate. And then here we've got the Abyssinian red banana, and eventually it will, after a few years of growing, it will be 12, 15 foot high. And then we've got the Love Lies Bleeding, which is Amaranthus in Latin. We had them at Huddersfield Irish Centre last year, these, but some people came who were chefs and they said, what a waste. We use them for cooking. They wanted to cook with them, like. So what they cooked with them, I don't know.
Now, Pete, of course you've been really busy during the springtime and summertime because you sowed a lot of flowers all around your native town here, Clerkeaton.
Yeah, well, during the lockdowns which we had, all the other planters in town were abandoned, but I kept mine going. I filled them last year for the summer, and then come for the spring or last autumn I filled them for this spring. So I never gave up, like, you know. It sort of brightened up the town when there was nothing happening, which it was really awful. But yet when people saw the spring voles, the tulips, it brightens their lives, because one thing that the general public love about horticulture, they want colour. It's colour that's number one. They like colour, and so I just provide colour to colour their lives in a dull period. And now that we're, fingers crossed, we hope we're going towards the good life, we've got the plants up in town, and they're really looking splendid now. Yeah.
And of course you grew all the flowers as well for all the stages of the Kirby Longsdale Flagcule 18 months ago.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and we had a theme of green all round, and I had green Nicotiana, and we had them at the Irish Centre in Huddersfield as well, and I transported them all up in the camper van. The camper van was completely full of containers containing these flowers, and then what we had to do, we started off at the opening on the Friday night at the Lonsdale Hall, and everybody was there. There was Mike Harding. We made him the chief bard of the Flowerlight, so he was the chief guest, along with Rory from the embassy, and also the Assistant Lord Lieutenant for Cumbria. She attended, and so we decorated the stage all behind, and it really looked fantastic for the opening. After that, some of the same plants went to the indoor stage at the church, and some even went up to the rugby club where there was a ceilidh, and we decorated the place where the band was, and it all added to what was a marvellous occasion. And the most marvellous event in the history of Coltis in Britain. This is a variety of bidens, and believe it or not, there's only one plant there. And then here you've got the old favourite sweet peas. They don't last very long, and these have actually suffered with the monsoon rain that we've had the last few days. And then over here, you've got the dahlias, Formby Art, that one. They've all got names, Formby Art. It's called Hillcrest Firecrest. As you can see, it is rather fiery. Red Diamond, which this one's quite tall because this is one of the last year's tubers, and these here are what I'm hoping to show at the local flower show. I cut them down to time them for the show, get the timing right. It's all about timing. Well, this is another crop of French beans. As long as you keep them watered, you get a good crop. Yeah, it looks pretty good, all right, yeah.
Now, of course, over the years you've taken thousands and thousands of photographs, but you've collated a lot of the photographs in this beautiful book that you've done called Fawcett's Flower.
Yeah, it's the only book that's written on Flaciona herring as yet. But I suppose one of the things about writing a book like that, you'd have to be at all the flowers so that you can compare one venue with another. And somebody in Coltis said to me they'd never seen any report at all which listed the merits and demerits of all the flowers since 1973. But you see, I've been to them all. The book can be got from Coltis in Britain. It will be Patrick Morrison in Liverpool, and he'll supply them a copy. Last year it sold about £500 worth, and it was one of the few incomes which Coltis in Britain had.
Peter, I've learned so much about growing flowers on this week's show, and thank you to your beautiful wife Anya for the lovely cream cakes and tea, and for making us feel so welcome. Now, Susan McCann has been entertaining us for over 50 years. She's performed all over the world. She's had numerous hits. Well, recently she recorded a song with her granddaughter Sinead Heaney. Here the both are singing Grandma, Tell Me About the Good Old Days.
Tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like the world's gone crazy. Yes, your grandma will take you back to yesterday, where the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Lovers really fell in love to stay, stood beside each other come what may. A promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget. Families really bowed their heads to pray. Daddies really never went away. Whoa, whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days. Everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. And Grandma, let's wander back into the past. and I'll paint you a picture of long ago. Lovers really fell in love to stay, stood beside each other, come what may. A promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget. Families really bowed their heads to pray. Daddies really never went away. Whoa, whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days.
What a lovely song, and Susan is so proud of her granddaughter Sinead Heaney. And remember, Sinead is only 16 years of age. What a wonderful voice. She's got a great future ahead. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for this week. We hope you've enjoyed it. Henry McGlade is back with his show from County Mayo next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. And as usual, we are here at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. Until then, bye-bye.